What if your bedroom didn't just look beautiful, but actually felt like a quiet sanctuary that calms your mind the moment you walk in? Imagine olive tones, warm textures, and gentle light wrapping you in the kind of peaceful energy you didn't know a space could create for you. Soft morning light spills across the lime plaster walls, making the olive green bedclothes feel like a quiet embrace. The room breathes slowly, without clutter, just the sound of distant birds and the faint warmth of sun on wood. You sink into the low platform bed, its pale oak grain running like a gentle story under your fingers. The air feels grounded, calm, and deeply comforting, as if the space understands exactly how tired you are and wraps around you in stillness. You step into the corner and feel the room hold its breath, sunlight brushing across the curved wall behind the bed. The air is soft and almost hushed, like a favorite jacket settling on your shoulders. A linen cushion on the bench invites you to sit and linger, while the brass glints faintly in the light. The olive green tones wrap around you like a gentle hug, and the emptiness feels intentional, peaceful, and utterly yours. The mid-morning glow leans against the window, turning the olive green bed into a soft island of calm. You pause at the doorway and feel the space exhale, as if it's been waiting for you all along. The stone table beside the bed looks like it's always held that small vase, as if time has slowed just enough to let you rest. The daylight schemes over the floorboards, warm and gentle, and the room feels like a quiet promise you can finally keep. You stand at the edge of the room and feel the ceiling stretch above you, drawing your gaze upward into a soft, even light. The low-platform bed looks like a nest, grounded and safe, while the olive green linen feels cool and comforting against your skin. The recast stone plinth in the corner seems to whisper stories from somewhere far away. The air is still, the light is steady, and the room feels like a quiet sanctuary built just for your breath and your thoughts to settle. You enter the three-quarter view and feel the room open up around you, sunlight pouring over the round-topped stone table and the wooden side table. The olive green headboard feels like a soft wall between you and the world, while the bed cradles you in its low, warm frame. The linen feels alive under the light, shifting with the air. The space feels calm, grounded, and deeply intimate, like a room that knows exactly how you like to read, to rest, and to simply be. You pause in the doorway, letting the wide openness of the room breathe around you. The olive green bedspread glows softly under the tall window, while the wooden stool and stone vessel feel like old friends waiting to be noticed. The low wooden bench along the wall suggests long, slow conversations or quiet solitude. Sunlight flows across the floorboards like a quiet river, soft and even, and the room feels like a gentle invitation to stay, to rest, and to let the world stay outside for a while. You look up as the light schemes along the curved plaster wall behind the bed, turning the space into a soft, sculptural embrace. The olive green linen on the duvet feels comforting and slightly worn, like something you've carried through many mornings. The small stone plinth and ceramic object feel quietly significant, as if they mark a small altar to stillness. The air feels warm and close in the best way, and the daylight carves the room into gentle shapes that invite you to sink deeper into the bench or the bed. You step closer to the bed and feel the room slow down, the light softening along the unvarnished oak side table. The olive green bedclothes look like they've been folded by someone who understands patience, and the wooden stool feels lived in and welcoming. The air carries a faint earthy scent of lime plaster and wool, grounding you in the moment. The space feels deeply calm, like a room that knows how to hold you when you're tired, distracted, or just quietly homesick for stillness. You stand at the edge and feel the diagonal angle of the bed break the strictness of the room, making it feel more alive and human. The olive green duvet looks like it's been slept in, loved, and reclaimed each morning. The small bronze object on the stone plinth gleams faintly, catching the light like a secret. The daylight stretches across the floorboards, casting long, soft shadows that trace the grain of the wood. The room feels like a quiet promise of comfort, patience, and gentle regeneration. You look toward the foot of the bed and feel the room's balance gently pull you in, the tall window streaming a soft column of light. The olive green bedspread feels like a soft landing, the low oak frame hugging the floor in a way that feels protective. The wooden bench at the base looks ready for folded clothes or a quiet conversation. The dried stem in the vase sways faintly in the air that moves through the room, and the space feels like a gentle holding place for your thoughts, your breath, and your unspoken wishes. You move along the wall and feel the vertical line of bed and window frame your gaze, sunlight brushing the pale oak grain and the olive green linen. The small lamp base on the wooden side table feels like a quiet companion, while the folded linen blanket on the bench looks like it's always been there. The stone plinth seems to hold a small dose of stillness, waiting for you to sit down and exhale. The room feels calm, grounded, and deeply personal, like a space that listens without needing an explanation. You look down from the diagonal high-angle view and feel the room stretch out beneath you, the bed and window forming a quiet axis of calm. The olive green plaster wall behind the bed feels like a soft embrace, while the low oak platform feels rooted and solid. The small ceramic vase on the stone table glows faintly in the even daylight, like a small promise of continuity. The air feels steady and warm, and the room feels like a quiet refuge where you can finally let your shoulders drop and your thoughts settle into the softness around you. This room isn't about trends or perfection. It's about crafting a gentle, grounded mood that stays with you long after you've left the screen. When your space feels this calm, your mind follows, and small, intentional choices suddenly become the quiet heart of a beautiful home.